So I'm here with Nino Venturella, of course.
Venturella.
Venturella. It sounds like we need to have an Italian restaurant.
I think so.
Yes. So you are with Cruise for Kids.
Yep.
501c3 that always puts on the best events in Southern California.
Thank you.
You really do.
I agree.
Sarah and I always have a blast, and he's like, of course I do. And you never know what is going to happen at your events.
Right.
Right? Are you ever surprised?
I'm pleasantly surprised. Sometimes.
And you have an idea what's going to happen.
Oh,
but there's always off the wall things.
Off the wall things. Things change last minute. You're making adjustments. Things show up, don't show up. People show up that you weren't expecting to show up, and then
people wear things that you're not expecting them to wear or not wear.
Yeah, I mean, even at my last Teddy Ball event, I had an extra Santa that I didn't know I was going to have, and he was breakdancing on the dance floor, and he became.
Did you have to pay for him?
No.
Okay, so he showed up.
He showed up,
and I don't remember Santa breakdancing. You remember?
There was a Santa. Oh yeah.
You remember?
Yeah. There's the Santa I paid for, and then there was the other Santa, the dancing Santa.
So we're going to be talking about the bunny ball, of course. It's because Easter's coming up.
Yeah.
But the Teddy Ball, which all your events are spectacular. But I have to tell you, does anybody ever say Teddy Ball? Really? Shouldn't we call it something else?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it really is something else.
It is.
It's a play on words.
It's I've been to a lot of events, and the idea behind the Teddy Ball was I've attended black tie, and I saw people kind of sitting in this pile of toys. I'm like, would it be cool if it was just all plush? And then I'm like, teddy bears. Everyone loves teddy bears. And so, through our first event together, 2013 Teddy Ball, and that was a success. I mean,
all of your events are a success. And the one thing I like about what you do is, first of all, you're fun. And in the way the world is going, people have lost their way. And it's almost like you're reminding them, hey, it's a party. Have a good time.
Right.
There's too many people that are uptight all the time about ridiculous things when we have to learn how to have a good time. But at your events, it's not that hard.
That's what I'm going for. And you dress up too. So usually when you're dressing up, it's usually more, especially black tie events. It's a formal event, sit down dinner. I mean, this is a cocktail party. It's a lot of fun. People look forward to dressing up. I mean, I even have friends that would never wear a suit or swear they would never wear a suit ever again, getting tuxedos just for our series of events, just because of the amount of fun that they have.
Well, your events are the, there's a lot of different descriptions. It isn't just defined by one word, but the beautiful people of San Diego.
Right.
You're a beautiful person too, by the way. Yes. But a lot of beautiful people wearing some of the most interesting outfits, some of the most interesting looks. It is like,
I call it Disneyland for adults.
Yeah, that's probably
yeah. Like it's a prom.
You don't have Seven Dwarfs though.
I do have little people working the events.
Well, Disneyland hasn't changed the name yet. They still call them the Seven Dwarfs. So you think that's going to end up changing?
No, they're. I think they're going to stick to that one. So, but we have Santa's elves, and then at this one we're going to have bunnies, full costumes.
So tell me about the bunnies, or do we just have to wait and find out?
The bunny performers,
they're
kind of like the Teddy Ball. They're there to take photos, add a little fun.
Are they like Playboy bunnies, or are they like the?
Oh, we'll have those there too.
The elf.
Like the elf version.
Okay.
So got them in full bunny outfits. So they're out there just big characters. And then I have people in full mascots with the big bunny heads as well. So the idea is it's a night of fun activities. There's philanthropy involved because we're gonna have a silent auction. We have a raffle.
Let's talk more about that part of it. So where do some of the funds go to?
So Cruise for Kids is its own nonprofit, and so what me and my wife, when we established this back in 2014, was we wanted to create a nonprofit that truly benefits the organizations that we help market and bring awareness to. So first off, Cruise for Kids, we don't take a salary or a draw. In fact, we throw more. I call it an expensive hobby for myself. So we throw more time and money into this thing than
No,
anything else.
I don't think it's a hobby. I think.
Well, if you're not making money on it, then you're.
Well, that's what they say. But I mean, I have an idea just talking to you. The hours. I mean, this is something you plan a whole year.
Right.
That to me is more than a hobby. Now maybe it could be making more money, but you're bringing joy to the area. You're doing good things for the kids. You do everything with high end is always beautiful. Everything you do, the quality, everything's always very unique, and everybody always talks about it. Even they're still talking about the teddy ball.
Right.
It doesn't just go away. They can't. People are like, I can't wait till next year.
Right. This one's gonna be big too. Teddy ball. The way I kind of coined the teddy ball is it's the first holiday party of the season because it's the same weekend as Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving weekend.
Okay.
So I always say it's the first holiday party of the season and the last one you'll be talking about.
Well, I'll tell you, we had an event a couple weeks ago at the radio station. My co-host, who's never been, he's even been asking about it, Mr. Entertainment. Larry, if you're watching right now, this is the gentleman I've been telling you about. Now you get to finally see the legend. I was going to say in the flesh, but he's not in the flesh, but not yet at least. So who are some of the people that are involved with the event, the Bunny Ball this year?
So what's nice about the event is we bring in 12 hosts. And so these hosts are people that are leaders in their industry. So we have...
Hey, you have the best of the best.
Well, what's really nice as this event has grown, people have been drawn to the event. They see the different organizations that we support, such as Miracle Babies, Promises to Kids, Walden Foster Family Homes, Easter Seals is a big recipient of the bunnies, and Boys and Girls Club of San Diego.
That's a good one. They're all good.
Great. And I used to be on the board with the Boys and Girls Club San Diego. That's how I kind of started Cruise for Kids. Was really a benefit for them as a fundraiser for them, and then it's grown.
That's amazing. How do you have time?
Well, it's I make it happen. Usually late hours. Usually I'm on the computer between 10 and 1 a.m. Doing most of the work because I still have a full-time job, still have a family, 2 little ones, and then usually when they're knocked out. then I get to go to work and get those creative juices going.
I have to tell you, I have interviewed a lot of different people from all walks of life, and I got to say, there's only one Nino. There's nobody. There is nobody.
I don't think the world can handle 2.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you, we need more Ninos because people need to find a way to have a good time and have. You know what? If you have a few differences, who cares? Have a beer. Right. Have a party, have a good time. Mm-hmm. We got to stop thinking about what we don't have in common and look for the things we do. And that's what I like about you. We have so many varieties of different personalities. Mm-hmm. And like you said, leaders in their industries. But everybody still finds a way. Who wants to talk about heavy things at night?
Right.
It's the greatest party in San Diego.
Right. And I mean, having a plush toy to bring kind of just, I'm not going to say dumbs it down, but it makes it more fun. Like, it's... So it's kind of a reflection of yourself because when you walk in, you're dressed up, you have a stuffed animal, and so people can create judgment on what you bring in. So if you have something small versus something big, so it can be an expression of yourself. You're walking the red carpet, you're taking photos. I probably have at least 10 photographers at the event. I got 4 videographers that are covering it. We're actually gonna have 2 red carpets this time.
Oh wow! Why is that?
Well, I have 2 people doing interviews, 2 red carpet interviews, okay. And then so they're 2 20-foot step and repeats. So one is, we're gonna have over 1,500 people. So I'm not gonna say a cattle call, but you got to get these people through the line, get their photos.
That's another thing you do very well. Sarah and I always talk about this. You get people. I mean, they do their photos, and everybody moves pretty good.
It's a process.
Isn't it, Sarah? I mean, he has a system down, and that's a hard thing to do sometimes.
Oh, it is. And then I created another step and repeat because I have Michael Sartain. He's gonna be doing red carpet interviews. He's known for doing interviews up in Hollywood a lot for Babes in Toyland.
Yeah,
Maxim
I've heard about that. I've heard about that event.
Yeah,
and Maxim as well.
Maxim as well, and so he's a good friend of mine. He's big on philanthropy, and he invites all of his friends and talk about beautiful people. He's got a list. He's got a list of beautiful people attending. And then I have another gal by the name of Jocelyn Weiss. She's gonna be doing red carpet interviews. So I almost need like a whole separate area just for that to happen because that takes time, and you don't want them blocking the red carpet from the photo standpoint. So it's just great for people to get share their experience, how much fun they're having. Usually with the different organizations involved, people can have an emotional connection to some of them, like Boys and Girls Club. I went to the Boys and Girls Club, or Miracle Babies. You know, my child was in the NICU. You know, so everyone, and that's why I like having so many different organizations involved, is because people can have an emotional connection. And then you know, then we're taking these stuffed animals, we're putting them in one big pile, and so imagine 1,500 stuffed animals. You know, teddy bears at the teddy ball, bunnies at the bunny ball. And it's a big pile of bears, and people have a couple cocktails, jump inside, you know, get some, it's like selfie heaven, you know.
Selfie heaven.
Selfie heaven, yeah. And so, and then another cool thing that we're adding this year is a big catwalk, a fashion show. So I've created.
Oh. So is that going to be at the beginning or in the middle, or how's that work out?
So I don't know if I've coined something new. I'm calling it a freestyle fashion show. So freestyle fashion show is, in the past, I've attempted to produce fashion shows. You're dealing with designers that have models that need hair and makeup. There's just, you know, there's a whole list of things that are needed to put on that type of production. And then when I look at my crowd, I have everyone already dolled up, dressed up, you know, attending the event. So instead of involving designers, then dealing with time calls, is like, why don't I just throw out a big catwalk, and now everyone's going to want to walk the catwalk.
So you get the music going. It's like a regular catwalk type thing.
It's on risers.
So anybody can do it.
Yeah, I got the lighting.
And you know, actually, you already have most everybody there. Looks like they should be on the catwalk.
Exactly. And so, and what I also notice is, you know, obviously with this day and age of social media, people, you know, if you watch a fashion show, you're only going to take so many photos and videos of other people. But if you're in the fashion show, all your friends are going to take photos and videos of you. You're going to take selfies, and, you know, you might walk that thing 2 or 3 times.
That's true.
Know? And so guess what? That's just more content. And I did this in 2018. I did a fashion show where I had 3 designers. 2 of them pulled out for personal reasons. The third one didn't work out. And my wife Bianca's like, all right, so we're going to cancel the fashion show. And I'm like, no, why don't we just, you know, do a freestyle fashion show? Let's just, you know, there's so many beautiful people. Why don't we just kind of cherry pick them?
What did she say about that?
She's like, you're nuts. And so, and I'm like, that's when I know I got to step it up. And so,
by the way, happy belated birthday, Bianca. I know that birthdays are now celebrated for a month and not just a day anymore.
Right. And so,
sorry about that.
No worries. No, we had a great time. And so what we ended up doing is I went and found people and like, hey, at 9:00, meet us in front of the catwalk, and then you're going to be part of our show. And people agreed. And so I'm busy running around the event. And then at 9:00, I go to the stage, and I just see this big long line of people walking the catwalk. Now, I didn't have anyone manning it in a sense, or telling people it's closed off. So apparently the whole time people were walking the catwalk, and I said, hey, we're going to start our fashion show. They're like, what are you talking about? It's been going on since like 7:00. And so we stopped the line, got our people up in there, and had a little MC happen. And then as soon as we were done, people were back up on the catwalk. And I think that got the most content, you know, for the whole night. And so this time I'm not involving designers. I have designers hit me up, and they're like, oh, can I have this? Nope, you just stand in line. You know, bring all your models.
But you know, we need all these things that you're talking about. We need more things. I mean, we need more catwalk stuff in San Diego. San Diego is never really, in my mind, I think we've changed with your parties. We're changing that course for respectability for top-notch parties now. We're being taken more seriously. San Diego has always kind of been in the shadows of LA for the longest time.
Right.
But things are changing.
I think so. And I think San Diego should be a destination, a place for events.
Absolutely.
The big events that we do have here, the draw are the talent, right? So who's performing.
Sure.
But I don't think there's too many events that people come for the event specifically. So if you have a certain person playing, then people come down, right? But if you don't have top performers, like I have well-known local performers. Mm-hmm. So I have Eva Kane, she's our headliner. I have DJ Perception and Alex Shen performing. Okay. Great local people. Right. Eva's in OC. She does Deep House. But it's not, you know, I'm not paying tens of thousands of dollars for these individuals.
Sure. But they're very well known.
They're well known, but people come for the event. And so luckily I've partnered with a lot of great people. A lot of people come down from LA, Orange County. I have someone that flew in from Sweden.
Wow.
He went to the Teddy Ball. And
you made an impact.
And he's, I hung out with him 2 nights ago with a friend, and he's like, yeah, I came in just for the bunny ball. I had so much fun at the Teddy Ball, and we don't have this stuff in Sweden. And so,
So is he trying to recruit you maybe to do some parties in Sweden for him?
no, he's a family friend of a buddy of mine. And he's like,
I could see him wanting you over there though.
huh?
Because they're not, nobody experiences these types of things just everywhere.
No, they don't. And so, and as a result, I feel like this is one of those few events in San Diego that people do come down for. And of course you have to dress up and,
Sure.
There's the philanthropy but it's a lot of great networking. People, like you said, people are there to have a good time and make friends. So and what I find out is when you have events that have a philanthropic theme associated with it, you find good-hearted people attending. So if you have, let's just say $100 to spend Saturday night, you can either go to a baseball game, you can go to a charity event, you can go to this. And for the person that chooses the charity event, they have a good heart. I'd have to say not everyone, but
Well, I mean, you're like I said, everybody that we've seen at your parties are always top-notch people, and they're solid people, good people. So you'll of course have to bring a bunny. So
everyone has to bring a bunny. Yeah, and if you don't bring a bunny, we have them for $20 at the event. So we stocked up because sometimes bunnies are kind of hard to find.
Is there shortages of bunnies and things like that? For
you know what, there is. And right before the event, especially Easter time, right before, we're a week away from Easter. Easter's on the 9th. So our event's on the 1st. So people are buying bunnies just for kids and such. And so my goal is to create a shortage. So for those people that aren't able to find, in fact, with the teddy ball, someone was telling me, I waited till last minute to find my teddy bear. He goes, I had to go to 3 different stores to find a teddy bear.
There was a shortage of bears in San Diego because everybody was buying bears for his event. If nobody's been to one of your events, especially the bunny ball coming up, what would you like to share with them and let them know why they should go?
Well, I call it, like I said, Disneyland for adults. It is a fun night. I mean, it's a night to dress up. Ladies, it gives them an excuse to go shopping, get their hair done, nails, makeup, get dolled up.
Guys sometimes dress up more than the women too, I bet.
The guys that show up, I mean, they come with some flair. Let me tell you. Yeah.
Right.
And I think what's really nice is when you do dress up, like let's just say you go to a wedding and you're dressed up for a wedding, people aren't taking pictures of you. Like you're not,
right.
But you can be the star of your own show at this event. I mean, there's gonna be tons of photographers, a lot of videography. Again, selfie heaven between the bunnies. I'm building out this kind of like an Alice in Wonderland theme. So I have these big oversized flowers. So I'm doing this big garden. I make my own props too. So I made these 4-foot
When
mushrooms.
do you have time?
Right. And so I have,
he makes his own.
I made
you sound like Sarah.
Yeah.
Sarah's like,
I like you.
You guys, you both, I don't know how she does these things. She like an hour she's done over here, then she's over here doing something. It sounds like you're the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, you're getting home 3 o'clock in the morning and you're doing props, right?
Yes.
You don't go to sleep.
So
you're like a vampire.
I can be.
You get stronger at night when most people are asleep, like myself. You're going strong.
I get a lot done in my own element.
Okay.
Yeah, and
so I'll look at her. I'm like, you know what time it is? She's like, yeah. So.
Well, great. I have to go get this all done. Like I'll come home from a long night and then jump on the computer. I'm like, oh, I got to knock this out before I crash, or I won't sleep. Just my brain just keeps going.
Yeah.
So,
So everybody here is the same except me. I'm the guy that has to get my beauty sleep. So, yeah, I'm a wimp.
Yeah, and so again with this event, it's got a lot of beautiful people. I mean, I'm leveraging that. So we are Cruise for Kids, but what we are great at is putting on adult events, right? Benefiting
you honestly are the best I've ever seen.
Right, and the reason why we collect these stuffed animals is when we first started, you attend these events, you're like, oh, it's benefiting, I'll just say the Boys and Girls Club. And if the event is not cash flow positive, like if they don't net funds, then they market, there's expenses that be paid, but if it doesn't net any money, the organization ends up with nothing, right? And you've seen that happen with different fundraisers.
Sure,
right? Things are expensive. This one's over budget for sure, but I know that at the end of the day, no one can take away the stuffed animals from going to the organization. So
the animals are going to go to what organizations?
So Autism Tree, Miracle Babies, Promises to Kids. We have Kid Aesthetics. We have Boys and Girls Club San Diego. We have Easter Seals. And then we have people that do orphanage trips down to Mexico. We give it to San Diego Rescue Mission. I've done it to the law enforcement for, fire departments and such. So people reach out, hey, can I grab 40, 30 of them here? Before, we used to give them all to, when we first started, it was all going to Radies. And then I just felt we got more just distributing out to multiple different organizations. And so, that's me building a network as well.
And every year it gets bigger.
Yeah, I mean, the first 3 events, we paid out of pocket. So they weren't cash flow positive or even paying for itself. And so, but again, first event, 750 people, collected over 700 stuffed animals, right? So at least I was able to give that out. And so now, now it's covering itself. I mean, these are big budgeted events. They're not small tickets.
No, they're amazing. And your music is always top notch.
Thank you. Yeah. We have, this time I'm adding a saxophone player that's going to be playing in the foyer. So your first impression is going to hear a saxophone.
Do we know the saxophone player?
Her name is Dana. I haven't met her in person. She reached out. She goes, "Hey, I'd love to play. I've attended your events." She goes, "I'd love to perform there." And so she might get up on stage and start playing with the DJs, kind of freestyle.
I look forward to seeing her because you don't find too many female saxophone players in San Diego.
Yeah. No.
Right.
Real sweetheart over the phone. Beautiful voice as well.
Oh, she sings also?
She's not singing at my event. She asked if she could. I have DJs.
The saxophone makes sense because it just sets the tone for. It's a very sexy instrument.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so I'm excited to have her. So I have a lot of moving parts at the event, a lot of floating performers as well. So it's going to be a night of fun. We have a VIP area as well. So we're adding bottle service, which we haven't had before at my events. Usually it's VIP tickets and you're getting drink tickets with it. So we're adding a bottle service element for my LA friends that like to do it up. And so...
and the Hilton is a beautiful place.
Beautiful property. So we've been first time working with the Hilton Bayfront downtown.
Probably one of the best views in San Diego.
I agree. I mean, it's right there on the water.
Right.
And so I'm excited to have it there. I've been hosting my events up at the Hyatt in La Jolla.
And that's a beautiful property.
That's a gorgeous property. They're really nice there. So it's the first time working with there. I'm looking to find a new home for the bunny ball. So Hyatt La Jolla would be that for the teddy ball. Bunny ball could be here at the Hilton again. And so it's going to be a fun night, long night for me. But the idea is, have a good night, memorable night for everybody, collect a lot of bunnies, give them out to the different organizations. And then, with the net funds that we do raise, we have I have 6 storage units of
6 storage units.
6 storage units. And so,
so it sounds to me like you're in the wrong business.
we're trying.
Maybe you should start a storage business.
We're trying to find a spot. I mean, we run Cruise for Kids out of our house, and right now we have 3 events that we do annually. So we have the teddy ball, the bunny ball, and I do a sports and exotic car show where we get like 500 Hot Wheels and give them out to kids. And so
that's cool.
Yeah. So then we usually get some cosplay people, performers to come out. So the owners bring out their exotic cars. Kids can sit inside. I'm a car lover. My kid's Lorenzo. He's a car nut, and so just gives us an excuse to do more things that I can involve my kids in.
Sure.
Right. And
you're one thing about what you do. It's a family affair. You've got your wife involved. The kids are always at the event.
Yeah.
Everybody's having a good time.
Yeah. Well, so for example, at Teddy Ball, I was supposed to have 8 people volunteer to help sell raffle tickets. You know how many showed up?
Really?
Yeah. And so, these are the challenges I deal with. Each person
I saw some people selling tickets that night.
Yeah, it was me and my kids. And so
I remember a lady. Is that your wife?
No, she wasn't. She might have been selling.
I remember a lady selling tickets.
So someone jumped in like, "Hey, Nino, can I help?" Because it's kind of like
felt bad for you.
Felt bad for me, or like it's something to do. Also, if you don't know,
but it's a nice thing to do for a good cause.
Oh, great! You know what? And if the tickets aren't being sold, people can't win these items. So I have all these gift baskets. I think we had about 30 baskets. A lot of people contribute. They can still donate. And so, if I don't sell the raffle tickets, these things, I'm going to have to take them home. I didn't want to take them home. No. So I need to sell the raffle tickets. So I was my daughter, my son. So they're the only kids there, but my son's in a tuxedo. My daughter's
you guys looked amazing.
They're just going up, "Hey, would you buy some raffle tickets?" And so I'm teaching them how to hustle, and they do it for fun. And, they're learning the value of networking and helping people out. And, I want them to have a good head on their shoulders, and it's about helping people out. We're fortunate to have the network and the time and the energy to, and the health, right, to do such events. And, a lot of these organizations that we're helping out don't have the time or capacity. Like, we are great at putting on events. That's my forte. I'm not a
you're very good at it, and we always try to get ideas from your events because at a teacher's event, there's only so much entertainment you can do. It's a little bit of a conservative audience,
Right.
but you're like the go-to person to learn from. I mean, we're always blown away by what you do. I mean, there's no question you're one of the best, and you're passionate about it, and you do good stuff, and you're just a good guy. I mean, everybody in San Diego loves you. And LA, I get from LA, I'm sure. I don't talk to a lot of people in LA.
Will you tell my wife that? Will you tell my wife?
She knows it.
She knows. I think she wishes I would tone it down. Like, hey, I got a new idea. This is what we're gonna. She goes, really? You're gonna build that now? And so
I should get together and come up with some crazy ideas that are really you're not really gonna do, but just kind of freak her out a little bit with something really off the wall.
I got some ones that I did. You want to hear another one I did? It was called Pillows and PJs, and
that sounds like fun.
Oh, it was, and
you're not doing it anymore.
I did it once, and it's essentially a pajama party, but everyone has to bring a blanket or a pillow to donate to the homeless. So we make a big pile of teddy bears and bunnies. We made this big pile of pillows and blankets, and so
I'm getting a visual.
Yeah, and so it's a cocktail's fun. A lot of onesies. Let's put it that way. It's it's more like a onesie party, and
I'm sure a lot of people were cold that night.
How about this? I built a oversized bed. So
you built an oversized bed.
Yeah,
so all these people are laying on this bed.
I'll show you a picture. I took 4 full-size mattresses and built a platform where I could fit 4 mattresses on top.
Unbelievable.
And I had a quilt made to go over this huge bed.
How long did that take?
I built a headboard, and then there's this whole it was a super huge bed. And then
Where was this done at?
This was at Andaz, and I think I did this in 2017.
Where's Andaz?
It's a hotel downtown, Gaslamp. Andaz.
I've never been there before.
Yeah, real nice thing. And then when you walked the entrance, I made it look like a big fort, like a kid's fort with sheets and Christmas lights. And so it was one of my favorite little productions.
So what happened? Why aren't we seeing more of it?
So when you do these events, they're expensive. And I partnered with someone, and the idea was he covered the marketing budget of it, and then I did all the production side, right? He had an unfortunate circumstance. All the money he promised didn't go into it. So it was one of those events, not every event can be a success. So it was a very low attended event. And so I just kind of scraped it as a result of I can always bring it back.
Well, here's the thing. Did you give it enough time to prepare for it, or do you think it needed more time to get the word out?
I think I held up my end of the bargain from a production standpoint, and I left the marketing to someone else, and they didn't put any money, time, effort into it. So at the end of the day, it became more of my event. And so for the people that did attend, they're like, this is a real nice product. I mean, I made oversized comic books like this big on the ground. And so it made it look like you're a big kid, right? Kind of like
So if you could pick your dream job, and you weren't doing what you're doing, what would you do?
My dream job, well, I love the event production. It's not a 9 to 5. It's a weekend thing. I have I have a company called San Diego Creative Events where I was doing that full time, but I found every weekend I was busy, and so my wife works. I have kids in school, and when they're off, Papa's going off, working an event, and he's just gone for the next 72 hours, and so there was a quality of life not lost.
Sure.
But, I didn't enjoy.
You have kids.
I didn't have the quality of life, and I missed out on a lot. And so, I just pulled away from that, and I actually got out of it right before COVID, and then I took a different job.
Okay.
And so, but now
you're very talented, and one thing I can say, you work hard. All this doesn't happen by accident.
No.
And you're very passionate. You're one of the most creative people, other than my wife, that I know. But thank you for what you do, and because we are trying to find a lot of people I know are just having a difficult time laughing.
Sure.
Isn't that crazy?
Right.
Something so simple. People lost their way during the pandemic, and your events are like medicine to the people that have forgotten and lost their ways. I mean, so thank you.
No, thank you. I mean, I love putting on the production show. I love entertaining. I like to do a little good in the world. And I feel like I have the resources in the network, to pull this stuff off.
Sure.
And so I feel like it would be a disservice if I didn't do what I did. And so
a lot of people believe in you and have faith in you because you do such an outstanding job on everything that you've ever, since I've known you. You always, I don't know how you do it. You always you always do better every event.
Right.
You don't peak. It's like you just keep.
Oh no, I have to one up. So
always.
The key is just up at 10%. Because if I can do 40%, then I got to top that one. So if you just go a little bit, just add one more
little
element.
thing can make all the difference in the world.
Yeah, and it just has to be one little piece of it. So like I'm bringing back the fashion show element. I mean, this is.
I think that's great, and I think more people want to go out. That for a fact, and dress up.
Yeah, no, I have a lot of beautiful people coming down from LA and Orange County, and I'm like, hey, we're gonna have a fashion show. You should come. Can I walk the catwalk? Of course you can. We want you on the catwalk. Dress up. And so now people even have more motivation versus just being an attendee. Now they're a participant to a certain extent. And
I can't even imagine what some of the talent's going to look like.
Let me tell you, you'll be proud. You'll be proud.
Okay, everybody. It's this Saturday. Are there still a few tickets left?
Yeah, there's plenty of tickets.
It's the ticket you want to have. It's going to sell out.
It's this. If you don't attend, then you're going to wish you did. The venue has a capacity of 2,500 people. I know I'll at least have about 1,500 people there. I wouldn't be surprised if we had 2,000 people attend. And so it's a great time. It's again at the Hilton Bayfront. It's this Saturday. It starts at 7 p.m. Then we have all sorts of entertainment, silent auction, raffle,
candy.
We have a candy buffet.
You don't have a lot of food. You have a lot of drinks and a lot of candy typically.
It's a cocktail party. We have a candy bar, and then if you have a VIP ticket, we have appetizers, we have desserts, a lot of cocktails. I think it's a fun night. I mean, and so we encourage everyone to get a hotel room. That way you can go get dolled up. You don't have to deal with traffic. Then you come down.
And
then
if you're gonna have drinks, you don't have to worry about that whole thing. You just leave the dance floor, and after a while,
just go back up. Or if hey, I need to take a break, you go up to your room, then you can come back down. And so definitely fill your belly before you get there. And so it's going to be a good time. At 10 o'clock, we do the host introduction. So I get all the hosts up on the stage. Thank them for their contributions. Again, our hosts are just kind of like sponsors to the event, and then they're given 50 golden tickets to invite their top clients, prospects, friends attend. So it's kind of like the key to this event is, and this is why it's always evolving as far as the people attending, is I'm getting new hosts, and then those hosts get 50 tickets. So it's almost like tapping into their database.
Gotcha.
Right?
Sure.
And so, great way to schmooze without having to put on. So I always say, treat it like it's your own party, but you don't have to do any of the planning or the work. You just show up.
Well, I'll tell you, you do a phenomenal job. I always enjoy talking to you. You're amazing. You're fun, and you always get me to laugh somehow, no matter what's going on.
You're going to laugh a lot on Saturday.
Well, I appreciate you. Okay, everybody. What's the website? Is it going across the screen right now? No. What's the website?
So thebunnyball.com. You can see tickets. If there's last minute opportunities to donate to the silent auction. And
you got some amazing auction items. Are you going to have the same lady and the guy that did the last auction?
Yeah, Barbara's going to come out, so she brings.
She did a great job.
It just complements because we procure our own items that are donated, and then they just enhance it. So they bring in all the signed memorabilia, the sports stuff. They're going to have jewelry and purses for the women as well,
which is good.
It's great, and so there's just a little something for everybody. And then we have my buddy's donating his yacht in Cabo.
Wow.
We have artwork for Bomberito Art. We have jewelry coming from a couple people. We had someone donate like a Lamborghini Power Wheel. Signed pull cues. We have some just really cool stuff. And so I'm excited. We got to organize all the information. That's a lot of the back end work. So I appreciate anyone coming out. So if you're getting a free golden ticket, if you want to help and contribute, bid on stuff on the silent auction or purchase raffle tickets, that helps us.
Well, I can tell you, we took a bunch of people. We went, and I can tell you, everybody took something home. They were involved with the auction.
We have a lot of stuff. Yeah. It's
really unique things.
right. And so again, we're happy it's grown now. Before I used to have to not chase, but reach out to people. People are calling and going, "Hey, how can I contribute?" So we know we're on the right path. As far as
You are. Thank you for what you do. Okay, everybody, would support Nino, what he's doing. He's amazing, and the Bunny Ball is going to be one for the books. Another great party.
Yep, this Saturday, 7 p.m. But guys, got to dress up, suit and tie. And ladies, favorite cocktail gown, bright colors, always welcome. Show your flair, and then get up on that catwalk and strut your stuff. Have some fun.
Okay, everybody, have a nice night. And with support Nino, okay? Let's have a good time. Take care, and we'll see you soon.